Afternoon, my name is Specialist Savoy and I'm going to be your Sergeant Time Trainer instructor for today. So today, we were given the task, practice noise, light, and litter discipline. Your task number for this task is 071-Charlie Oscar Mike-0815. The condition for our task is you are a member of a mounted or dismounted element conducting a tactical mission and have been directed to comply with noise, light, and litter discipline. Enemies are in our area. The standards. Standard is prevent enemy from locating your element or exercising noise, light, and litter discipline at all times. Okay, so all the information that I'm going to give you today can also be referenced to TC 3-21.75. All the information can also be found in your skill level 1 book. So our overall risk assessment is low. Since we're outside, we're going to take into consideration the heat. So we brought our Camelbacks for hydration. We should have hydrated last night. If you're feeling as if you're going to heat cat, we do have full kit on, bringing our body temperature up a little bit. If you do feel like you're going to heat cat, please let me know so I can inform the SGL and we can get you further assistance. Wildlife. Since we're conducting our class outdoors, there's always a chance that wildlife could interfere. If wildlife does interfere, please inform me if I don't see it, and we'll move our class to our next designated area. Terrain. Since we're outside, once again, we're going to have to watch our footing. Some of this area is a little uneven and has holes in it. The last thing that we would need is for an injury to come out of our training. So, like I was saying, our task is to practice noise, light, and litter discipline. During this class, you will be tested on 3 phases. The first phase is going to be practicing noise discipline. So while you're practicing noise discipline, you're going to avoid all unnecessary movement. This movement could be soldiers moving on foot. This movement could be vehicles. Keep in mind, it did say where we're either mounted or dismounted. So another thing that we're going to do while we practice noise discipline is we're going to tape up. Like I have this tape right here. If you were wearing your dog tags, or if you had your canteen cups in your ruck, or you were carrying them, anything that might be metal that could cling and is going to make noise, we're going to tape up to avoid the clinging and the enemy finding out where we are. So we're going to avoid all necessary talk. You're not going to be talking to your battle buddies on your left and your right. We're going to leave the mentality that we're back in training, and we're going to apply it to a real scenario. So we're going to act as if there's real enemy out here. We're going to act as if our lives could be taken if we give up our position. So the person using the radio, may it be in a vehicle or may a soldier be wearing a man pack, is going to keep their volume of the radio at a low volume. The person down the line or the person to your left shouldn't hear the radio going off. You're also not going to talk on the radio consistently. You may give your reports to higher echelons, but you're going to refrain from going back and forth. So we're going to also use visual techniques. One of these visual techniques could be hand and arm signals. So if you're not that familiar with hand and arm signals, you can always use your skill level 1 book and look it up. It is in there. So with all that, that's what's going to help us to avoid being heard by the enemy. So one of the big things that you don't want to do, though, when you're trying to if you are going to take down things, maybe your weapon sling or things on vehicles, you're not going to tape anything that's going to mess with the function. So you're not going to tape anything that's going to alter the function of your rifle, alter the function of the vehicle. So the next step in our task is to perform light discipline. One of the biggest things soldiers don't realize is when they go to smoke, that not only can the enemy see your cigarette being lit, see the lighter going off, but they can also smell the aroma in the air. Obviously, cigarette smoke is not a natural smell. And once again, it gives up our position, which could end up causing lives to be taken, which is absolutely what we don't want to happen. So let's say that it's the middle of the night. and you are a mounted element, and you have vehicles. So instead of a soldier, screaming, go to your left, go to your right, you're able to use these glow sticks. So these glow sticks come in a small package, and all you have to do to get them to illuminate is crack them and shake them. They also come in multiple colors: blue, red, green. You're gonna use any color other than white. That white can be seen from a lot further out. So like I was saying, here's the light. You crack it, you shake it, and then you have a light that driver can see. So if you want that driver to go left, right. If you want that driver to go right, you can push the light to the right, indicating to the driver, turn right. Let's say you want the driver to go left. Same with your left hand. You're gonna hold it out and make it go left. This is just a visual cue so that driver, once again, can see it without hitting somebody and causing injury or death, or giving our position away. Another thing about using light discipline. Let's say it's the middle of the day, the sun's beaming on us, and we have reflective things that are putting off, like I said, a reflection. So we're gonna blacken out anything on our vehicles or on us that gives off reflection. I.e., it could be blackening out our windshields that could give reflection. And if you don't have stuff to blacken them out, we can use our natural concealment that's around us. Keep in mind, if we're out there for an extended amount of time, we're always gonna wanna adjust our concealment because we wanna make it look natural. So dying leaves or a bunch of grass in one area isn't very natural and gives our position away. So, once again, just gonna touch on it again, make sure that we do cover up anything with natural concealment. Our third performance step is gonna be practicing litter discipline. Obviously, if we leave trash, i.e. MRE wrappers, boxes, anything, any type of trash really, on the ground, the enemy's obviously gonna know we're in the area. So to avoid all of that, we're gonna create an area dedicated for trash. This trash area could be it could be an MRE box, it could be a trash bag if you did have one. We're just gonna designate an area to be that trash point. So let's say that we got word from the higher echelon that it's time to go. We're gonna ensure that we have picked up all the trash in our area. We don't want the enemy to know that we were ever there. So that would be our next step. So we've cleaned up, we have our trash, we've done that Hands Across America. Now we're getting ready to leave our AO. We're gonna ensure that trash is either carried or thrown neatly into one of these trucks to be taken away with us as we leave. So at this time, I'm gonna give you guys 10 minutes to review all the notes that you should have taken. I have a skill level 1 book here if you'd like to review it, or also I'm here for any questions. Use all of this wisely. Your 10 minutes begins now. Ten minutes has elapsed. Okay, so at the end of this 10 minutes, we're gonna start evaluating soldiers using the form GA, I have it right here. Using form GA 5164-Romeo, and it looks like that. That's what these soldiers will be graded upon. So they have to get goes, which would say that they are trained in this task, or no-goes. If a soldier is to get a no-go at this task, he will get additional training, and we will have him evaluated at a later date. So for the next 10 minutes, we'll be evaluating the soldiers. Ten minutes has elapsed. So at this time, I'm gonna tell the SGL that all the soldiers are proficient in our tasks, practicing light noise, light, and litter discipline. Task number, once again, 071 Charlie Oscar Mike 0815. Once again, all soldiers are proficient. So at this time, that would conduct our actual training, but we're gonna do a Hands Across America. Anything we came here with, we're gonna take out. So that's your red lights, your blankets that you would have covered your light up with, any litter that was out for the training, we're gonna take with us and get everything accounted for. So for the next 5 minutes, we're gonna do that. Cleanup has concluded. So at this time, I'm gonna conduct my AAR. My AAR is conducted with 5 points. What happened? What was supposed to happen? What happened? 3 improvements, 3 sustains, and 3 recommendations. So once again, I'm gonna touch on the fact that our task was practice light, noise, light, and litter discipline. The conditions that we were in, it was you are a member of a mounted or dismounted element conducting a tactical mission and have been told to comply with noise, light, and litter discipline. Enemy elements are in our area. So the standard, once again, was prevent enemy from locating us. And then, once again, our risk assessment was low. We didn't have any injuries. The terrain didn't cause any of us to trip and fall. We were smart. We watched where we stepped. The heat, nobody heat catted today. We drank water if we needed it. And there was no wildlife that interfered with our training. So this would conclude my Sergeant Times training. At this time, I'm going to talk to my SGL and ask him to close out the training area.